Hey, what is up guys? Epic Pokemon TCG here, and today guys I've got some more Sun and Moon 2 cards to show you, and we have quite a bit to cover here, so I'll get right into it. But we have Tapu Lele Tapu Koko and the Turtonator to take a look at, and then we have some other stuff just in this video in general. But the first card we're going to take a look at is going to be Salazzle. So there's the picture, pretty cool looking right there. It has the ability Hot Poison. Once during your turn before you attack, we can play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned and burned, which is actually not too bad. Pretty good little ability. And then Flamethrower, 90 damage, discard 1 energy attached to this Pokemon. Now, I think this is decent at most. It's okay. The ability is actually pretty sweet, but once you get to the attack, it just kind of becomes a little lackluster. But still, neat little interesting card. Pretty cool artwork too, by the way. I think that looks absolutely awesome. And now we're going to take a look at Arnold. So there is Arnold, the Turtonator. The name is so ridiculous. But it has Trap Shell for 20 damage. If this Pokemon is damaged by an attack during your opponent's next turn, place 8 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Place 8 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So basically the only way to get around this, and that's if, you know, if the situation even comes up that you actually have these, is Lysandering around it, or Escape Rope, or Pokemon Ranger. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. And then it has Crimson Flame for 160 damage. You can discard 2 fire energy attached to this Pokemon. And then it has Nitro Tank GX. Attach 5 energy card or 5 fire energy cards from discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you'd like. So the attack is pretty good, and then the GX is pretty nice. This one's not too bad. If this was a DCE, I think this card would be absolutely ridiculously good, but still overall pretty sweet. And I do believe this has synergy with Sharpedo, and what the heck is that thing's that? Pikumuku. It's from Sun and Moon, has like 60 HP, and it has like an ability, if it gets attacked, you place 6 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. I think this has some synergy with it, so not too bad. I think that's actually a pretty good GX. And then we have Alolan Sandslash, which I think is one of the coolest Pokemon, just because of how I just like how it looks. It looks really cool. But it has the ability Snow Shovel. Once during turn before you attack, you may draw 1 card. And then Smash Turn, 50 damage. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Kind of an card. I kind of wish that they would make a really good Sandslash, since it got like a new form and everything. But here is another GX. We have Tapu Koko. And if I do butcher any of the pronunciations of these Pokemon's name, I'm sorry. These things are just weird. But there it is. Pretty cool. I think that artwork looks really cool. I think the lightning blends in very well with the yellow, and it just all around looks really good. But this Pokemon has the ability Arrow Trail. Once during your turn before you attack, when you play this card from your hand onto your bench, you may move any number of electric energy attached to your Pokemon to this Pokemon. If you move any energy, switch this Pokemon with your active Pokemon. So this is a very, very cool thing. I actually like this because this can be a surprise card. This could be a card that you can kind of fling down and just surprise your opponent with if they're not expecting it. Of course, if this card becomes popular for some reason, and people start playing electric energy, then yeah. But it's not too great. It's decent at most. It has Skyclaw for 130 damage, and then Tapu Thunder GX does 50 times the number of energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. It's decent at most. I think that the best thing about it is it does surprise your opponent, and if we do get more stuff in the future that is really good, that's like electric, then I can definitely see this Pokemon getting some play, just because it's like, if you're in a tough bind, you can play it down and then just get like 130 off, or if it's like late game, then you can get a lot of damage with Tapu Thunder. Now we have Mimikyu. I'm not too fond of this Pokemon. I know a lot of people really like it. I'm not too fond of this thing. I think it's weird looking. But it has Pilfer, draw 2 cards, and then Mimic. If your opponent uses an attack during his or her last turn, excluding GX attacks, thank God that's there, because that would cause so much confusion. Use that attack as this attack. So basically, if your opponent, I don't know, was to use Trap Shell or something like that, just to use an example, then pretty much you would just gain the ability of Trap Shell. So not too bad. If this was like a DCE attack, I could see this card being kind of splashable in certain decks just because of like the crazy shenanigans you can pull off with it. But we'll just have to see. Still, I just not a fan of that Pokemon. Tapu Lele, or Lele, however you want to say the thing's name. There it is. I think that's a cool little Pokemon. It has the ability Wonder Touch, excuse me. Sounds inappropriate. Once during the turn before you attack, when you play this card from your hand onto your bench, you may search your deck for a supporter card and reveal it, put it in your hand. I think that's actually really good. I think that is actually pretty good. Why is my dog barking at, what is it, like 2? 12 o'clock at night, it's in there barking. Anyway, I think it's a really cool card because you can kind of just play it down, guarantee yourself a supporter, so you can search out like a Sycamore, you can search out an N, or you can search out a Lysander if you might need one. Pretty nice ability. And then Energy Drive does 20 times the number of energy attached to both active Pokemon, which is basically Mewtwo. This is basically Mewtwo, and it's actually pretty nice. And then Tapu Core GX, restore all HP to 2 of your bench Pokemon. So basically you heal 2 of your bench Pokemon completely. I think this card is probably the best one out of all of them because you play it down, guarantee yourself a supporter, and then Energy Drive it's X-Ball. And we all remember how good X-Ball was, and it's still good to this day in my opinion. So yeah, I think this is definitely probably the best one. I'm just gonna say it now. This is probably the best one, just because it is. That's if that actually gets translated correctly, and that's like exactly what it does when it comes into the game. Yeah, I see this being a really sought after card. And when you think about it, you can play it in anything because of that DC right there. But a card that I'm very excited for is Lycanroc GX. I'm definitely gonna be messing around with this because I absolutely love Lycanroc. The Midnight form, I think that's what it's called, is probably like my favorite. I'm blowing into the mic, my bad. But this is just actually, I love this Pokemon. It reminds me a lot of Zoroark. I love Zoroark. And speaking of Zoroark, I was going to make a stupid deck when this comes out, pairing them two together. But it has the ability Bloody Eye. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to involve one of your Pokemon, you may switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. So I think this is basically like Lysander in a sense. I'm going to check and see real quick. That's what it sounds. But while I'm looking for the card, it has Claw Swipe for 110 damage. And it also has, yep, that's Lysander. And then it has Death Rogue GX, which I highly doubt even gets translated to that. I'm pretty sure they're going to change the name. 50 times damage. This attack does 50 damage times the number of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So if they have 3, it's going to be 150. If they have 4, that's going to be 200. You can play Captivating Pokepuff to make that a little better. Unfortunately, it is the GX attack, but still, overall, not too bad of a GX, I think. Definitely for a stage 1. Plus, you get to play the little cute Rockruff. Now we take a look at Kamala. There's Kamala. The ability is Certain Sleep. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, when you attach energy from your hand to this Pokemon is now asleep. Then it has Hypno Roll for 100 damage, and then this attack can only be used if this Pokemon is asleep. So I guess the way you can make this kind of playable is if you play it with, well, Hypno, the one that makes both active Pokemon go to sleep. That's about all I think. And then we have Delmise. I think that's how you say it, thing's name. There's a picture right there. Has the ability Metallurgy. Sure. As long as Pokemon play, each of your metal Pokemon's attacks do 10 more damage to the opponent's active Pokemon. Trying to make sure I read that right. There it is. There's the little metal symbol. So yeah, basically this is like a, I think it's something, I guess a Deoxys for metal Pokemon. So yeah. It has Anchor Shot for 70 damage. Your opponent's active can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. I think if this card does see play, it'll probably be just for metal Pokemon, because if you get like 2 or 3 on this bench and then you pair it up with Fighting Fury Belt, well, you can start hitting for a decent amount of damage. And then here's a card I hope becomes popular, because This Pokemon is freaking awesome. Golisopod has the ability armor. Damage done to this Pokemon by attacks is reduced by 30. And then Resolute Claw for 80 damage if the opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon GX or EX. This attack does 70 more damage. That is insane. And with how popular GX and EXs are, I think this will be played. Especially with this freaking thing coming out. Oh yeah. I think this will be pretty decent in decks that use Grass Energy. I think this will be pretty nice in Decidueye. If like translating into the next set whenever the rotation hits, depending on what it is, I see this being splashable in Decidueye because you can easily get this set up, and with Feather Arrow you're gonna be doing some damage, and I think that's actually really good. Then we got Tapu Bulu GX. There he is in all of his whatever glory. Dude's got his I can't remember what that piercing's called. Anyway, it has Horn Attack for 30, and then Nature's Madness, 120 damage. You may discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. If you do, this attack does 60 more damage, so you're going to be hitting for about 180, and then you can throw a Fighting Fairy Belt and make it 190. And let's see, and it has Cappy Wild GX 150, heal all this Pokemon's HP. So yeah, you could do Nature's Madness, and if you don't discard, you just do 120, and then they hit you, well, you can Cappy Wild for 150, finish that thing off, and just completely heal it. Absolutely insane. Then we have a regular Tapu Koko. Spin Flight does 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Not too bad in an attack. And then Lightning Ball for 2 electric and a colorless, 100 damage. Then we have Aether Paradise Conversation Area. There's that. Each player's basic grass and electric Pokemon take 30 less damage. I think if we get some more stuff that are actually electric and grass that are actually playable, I think this will be a pretty decent stadium. And then we got Salandit, or Salandit. Yeah, also, by the way, guys, I am dyslexic. I'm not joking. I'm actually dyslexic. So that's another reason why I struggle with these damn names. I swear to God. I struggle so bad. But it has Smog, flip a coin. If hedged, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Pretty cool little card there. And then Ember for 30, and you discard a card. Basically, this is just the basic to power up the first card we took a look at. Then we have another Tapu Koko. Oh, that's just okay. That's just a different art. So it's the same one we just saw. There it is, right there. Pretty cool. And then we have Jangmo, the dragon, with the ability Shell. Very creative. Damage done to this Pokemon by attacks is reduced by 10, and then it just has Dragon Claw for 30. Then we have a little Pikachu right here. Pretty cool. It's adorable, playing with flowers. Pound for 10, and then Spark for 20, and you do 10 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. We have Kamala. It's the same one we took a look at, just different. Got Rowlet with Leaf Blade. Flip a coin if heads, attack is 30 more with a base of 10. Litten has Fury Swipes, 10 damage, or 10 times you flip 3 coins. And then we have Poplio, which I actually like Poplio. I started with this on Pokemon Sun. It's actually my favorite of the 3. Charm Force for 20, and then flip a coin if heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. And then we have some pretty cool little things down here. We have some Ninetales sleeves that my friend would absolutely die for. Huge Ninetales fan. And then we have some Lycanroc sleeves, pretty sick there. Got Mimikyu. Got Tauros, and you're following Tapu, what's your name? Tapu Koko, I think. Got some cool little Pikachu Ditto sleeves. I don't even want to know what's going on back here. That looks very inappropriate. Here too, not as much as up here, but down here it looks pretty bad. Got a Lycanroc deck box. That is awesome. Same with this. That is really cool. And then we have little Rockruff, Picky Peck, and whatever your name is. So yeah, and then I can't remember that chick. She's from the game. But yeah, got some cool stuff coming out for Sun and Moon too. I like how they're just kind of taking Pokemon in a different direction. But out of everything we took a look at, I think that this, followed by Lycanroc, followed by Arnold, I think are like my top 3. Personally, I feel like, where are you at? I feel like this thing is absolutely godly. Yeah, I mean, this is just so good. And it's a basic, so you can run Fighting Fury Belt on it. Dude, that is so good. But yeah, that is definitely like my top card out of all these. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like it and subscribe for some more content. And I want to give a huge shout out to Poke Beach, man, one of the best websites you can go to for all Pokemon news and everything. I absolutely love this website. And plus the banner is amazing. That is like one of my favorite episodes of Pokemon. The Ghost of Maiden's Peak was one of the best episodes, I think. But yeah, you guys are all awesome. Thank you guys so much for all the support recently. It is much appreciated. And that's all I got for you guys. Take care. I love you. And this is Epic Pokemon TCG signing out. Take one little last look at Arnold here. Get to the chopper, boys. I'm out. Peace. Gotta catch 'em all.